Have you ever had a dream or a goal that meant so much you spent the majority of your time and effort trying to reach that goal? Madam Toastmaster, my fellow Toastmasters, my dream was to play high school baseball. And I hope to tell my story in order to inspire you all to go after your dreams no matter what comes up and gets in your way. I'm going to bring up 3 key points along the way. Number 1, there's going to be obstacles, and you need to pursue beyond those obstacles. Any dream that means anything is going to have obstacles. Number 2, when you reach that goal, you need to continue to believe in yourself. Don't take it for granted, or you could end up losing that dream. And finally, don't forget to thank those who helped you climb the ladder, the steps to getting to your dream. I started playing Little League ball at 8 years old, and back then I was a scrawny, puny kid. I know it's hard to believe, me being scrawny. So I didn't hit the ball that well back then. But my strength was my defense, and I'm proud to say that defense carried me on to 2 all-star teams while I was in Little League. I enrolled in homeschool for 4th grade, and this was the first obstacle towards getting in the way of my dream of playing ball. The reason was it was 8 months in between Little League seasons, so I lost contact with my friends, didn't fit in as well, and I actually quit playing organized ball at age 12. The next 4 years, the urge to play ball was still great, and I enrolled back in public school at the age of 16. The transition now wasn't easy. I was very shy from being off in homeschool. I was actually voted the shyest in my class, or my graduation class. So I was afraid of going back and seeing everyone, but I was motivated to play ball. So the junior year tryouts came, and I went out for the team. We did some tests of muscular endurance, push-ups and pull-ups, and I didn't fare too well. I know, hard to believe, me. But I did well in the mile run, so I thought I've got a chance to make the team. It was a small school. Now the coach of the team was Dave Ross, a 38-year-old middle school teacher, and I'd never met him before because I was in homeschool while I was going through my middle school years. After tryouts was over, Coach Ross called to me, "Greg, I want to see you in my office a second." So I went to his office. He looked at me and said, "Greg, I'm afraid you're just too weak to make the team." And it hurt because that was one of the main reasons I had come back to school to play ball. Now I wasn't even going to get to live out my dream. So for about a week, I contemplated giving up. The obstacle was too much. Why come back next year? But after a week, I said, the dream's too big. I've got to try. I can muscle up next year. My senior year, I had gained 7 pounds. I was now beefed up to 142 pounds. So I showed up thinking some of the good players have graduated. I've got a chance to make the team. Went through the process of tryouts again. The same thing happened. Tryouts was over. Coach Ross said, "Greg, can I see you in my office?" And my heart sank because I knew that I had not made the team. I slumped back in the chair opposite Coach Ross. He said, "Greg, I can't believe you showed up again after last year. I never thought I'd see you in here again." He said, "But you got some guts. I tell you what, if you don't mind playing in non-league games or in blowouts, I think I can find a spot for you." And I said, "Of course I will play." I was like, all I want to do is just be on the team. And I thought, this is great. I've now reached my dream. I don't care if I play that much. Now that I had beaten the obstacles, I still had the second point here. I needed to believe in myself. And the first game of the year, we played Sparta, and I struck out twice, at one time with the bases loaded. So I had some self-doubt, and I began to think the only reason Coach Ross let me on the team was because he felt sorry for me getting cut last year. It got worse. The next practice was a sunny day, and my teammates were out making errors. Coach Ross shouted, "Anyone who makes an error now is going to have to run laps around the field." Then the threat did not deter them. They kept making errors, and players were lapping the field all afternoon. Now I'm out in left field, and this is when I wore glasses before I have contacts. So I get a fly ball hit to me, and it's sunny, and it gets lost in the sun. I say, I got it, but I can't see it. I'm trying to shade it with my glove, and pow, the ball hits me right in the eye. And my glasses break and fly off to this field. And Coach Ross runs out to me, and the players gather over me and look at me, and this is the low point. I'm thinking, It's obvious I haven't played in long enough. I'm not good enough for this team. I'm just making an embarrassment of myself, and now I'm hurt. And I looked up at Coach Ross, and I said, Coach, how many laps? And the players laughed. The players laughed and went back to their positions, and Coach Ross stayed there, and when the players left, he smiled and said softly, Greg, I think you just earned a lot of respect there with the guys. And his line built confidence in me, because I could tell he was rooting for me to fit in. And he didn't make me run laps, and he sent me home with an ice pack. And I should have said thanks, Coach Ross, but maybe I was too embarrassed or too shy. I didn't say anything. My greatest moment in high school baseball came about a week later, and maybe it was the confidence Coach Ross instilled in me. Maybe it wasn't. But it was April 30, 1991. We were losing 13-0 to Morley Stanwood. And true to his pledge of me playing in blowouts, Coach Ross said, "Hey, come on, grab your glove, go out to right field next inning." I'm like, okay. Wouldn't you know, as luck would have it, the girls' softball team gets done. Their game's right next door. They get done early, so now all the girls I like can watch me make a fool of myself. But I'm thinking right field's pretty safe. They don't hit the ball out there. I'll go out there, and I don't have a spare pair of glasses anyway, so I should be safe. Well, third batter, I kid you not, hits a fly ball out to right field, and I'm coming under it thinking, oh, please catch it, and I'm being clumsy, and I stick up my glove, and the ball lands in it. And I've contributed to the team now. I've actually made it out, but I've still got a bat. So I come up, and Morley's up 13 runs, so they put an inexperienced pitcher, and maybe I can hit him. He throws the first pitch. I swing and miss. He throws the second pitch. Even I can hit this. I swing and miss. Now it's 2 strikes. My confidence is shot. I know I'm going to strike out. I look back to see if the girls are still there. They're still there. So I think, if I'm going to strike out, I might as well look cool doing it. So I take the bat and tap it on my feet, because I've seen the pros do that, and they're cool. So the third pitch, I'm thinking maybe if it's inside, I can reach out my elbow and get hit and get on base. But my luck, it's right down the middle. I've got to swing and strike out. So I start to swing, and as I'm swinging, a voice in my head says, "You're swinging too early. Hold on a minute." And I listen, and I hold on my swing and follow through, and I line a base hit into left field between third and shortstop. And I'm on first base, and I'm thinking, my original dream was to make the team, and now I've actually got a base hit. So I've gone above and beyond. Coach Ross got me into several games that year. I played in actually 10 of the 20 games, a lot more than I thought I would. And I think Coach Ross actually thought that I had the speed that would help the team, because normally I would run as a pinch runner. And although I got the 1 hit, I scored 5 runs that year. And I only wish I had taken the time to thank Coach Ross back then, because as time went on, I went to college. The internet wasn't big back then, so I lost track of Coach Ross. I still had my baseball memories from my dream. And the sad news, my mom called me in 1997 and said, "Greg, your coach, Dave Ross, was killed in a motorcycle accident last night." And that was pretty tough to swallow, because I never thanked him for letting me on the team. But I think, honestly, Coach Ross knew how much it meant to me, because me going back to tryouts the second year, he saw how much that meant to me, and maybe it got me an extra couple points that landed me on the team my senior year. So to summarize my points of the speech today, don't let a little obstacle get in the way of the dream. See, it was an obstacle that I was told I wasn't good enough, but now I persevered beyond those obstacles, and I've got the pictures. If I had not gone back that year, I wouldn't have made the team, and I never would have these pictures or the memories to show what happened. And once you reach your goal, you need to continue to practice and keep confidence in yourself, a lot like Toastmasters, or else you could lose sight of your next goal. A lot of the Major League Baseball players actually, the home run hitters, leading hitters are also some of your leading the league in strikeouts. So you're going to fail along the way. You need to keep going and try and reach that next level. And finally, remember to thank those who made it possible for you to reach your dream. In my case, I didn't. And I've got a poster of Coach Ross that my parents got for me at his memorial. So I know it's easy to think that people, your friends and family, will be around a long time. But time in life often gets in the way, so you need to make sure you say thank you a day early rather than a day late. So go after your dreams. I did, and nobody can take this away from me. Thank you very much.